Welcome YouTube. Welcome YouTube viewers. Hey, now here we go. But it ain't gonna leave. There we go. There we go. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. How are my kings and queens doing today? How has your week gone? Has been? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Let me just get things a little bit better situated here. Welcome everyone here on YouTube. How we doing this Sunday? Hope everyone is well. Happy Sunday. Welcome kings, welcome queens. Thank you for those who have joined the live. Make sure that we share the live. We are tapping the screen and liking the live as well. Welcome to Auntie Time with me, Queen Sabrina. We're going to get into it in a little bit. Welcome. So yes, as I always let y'all know, John Sells and Annie Mae Curry birthed me. The Pueblo del Rio housing projects in Los Angeles, California raised me, and Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee educated me. And those are the three most important components who have emerged me into the queen that I am today. So if you don't know me, kings and queens, get to know me, okay? So I don't know what that is right here. We're going to get into it. But anywho, every Sunday, you guys, I share with you travel tips and tricks, how to save money on your grocery bill, um, dating tips and tricks. And then I do my celebrity tea time of celebrities either here or who have already passed away, who I would love to have a conversation with. So let's get into it because I always do a recap of what I talked about last week. So let's get into the topic of our grocery bill, right? So last week I talked about in order for you to maximize your savings when you are grocery shopping, we have to be what? Prepared. Meaning what? We need to already have our grocery list together of what it is that we are going to buy so that we are not buying things that we don't need and we're not forgetting the things that we do need, okay? We need to be prepared already with our coupons. Our coupons that we are going to have in order to maximize our savings. Have those coupons clipped, have the digital coupons already together, already in your app. Make sure that we have these apps already downloaded. That's another way that we have to be prepared. We have to already have these apps downloaded. No one wants to get to the store and then all of a sudden, hey, they're like, oh, you need to download the app in order to get this digital coupon from HEB, Kroger's, or whatever. Okay, so you have to be prepared to shop. Know what it is that you need. Know what it is that you're going to buy. That's how we maximize our savings with shopping. Thank you, Andres. Thank you, Kay Lavish. Thank you, Nana Buki, for joining the live. Make sure that we're tapping that screen, liking the live, and that we are sharing the live as well. Okay, so let's get into the savings for today of how we can save on our monthly groceries. Okay, so let's talk about saving on necessity items. Like right now, it is hot, right? We're getting ready into this summer. So, like, water is definitely needed right now, right? So I know that when you guys go to the store, we're probably buying what, the gallons of water, stocking up on that. The average gallon of water in the grocery store is about $1.34 base price, and that's not including the CRV tax, because we do get taxed CRV on the water. Isn't that weird that we get taxed on something that's a necessity that we need in order to live? So how can we save money on purchasing gallons of water? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have gone in your local grocery store and you see those water dispensers, or you see places where you can go and get water. And sometimes water, I've seen, and I know in California, they have gallons of water for as cheap as 25 cents. Out here in Houston, where I am, the lowest gallon of water that I've seen has been about 30 cents per gallon. Now, 30 cents per gallon is way cheaper than $1.34 per gallon, right? But why is the water cheaper? Okay, when we purchase our own 5 gallon container and go get the water ourselves, it's going to be cheaper because what? It's self serve. You're getting the water yourself. Okay, remember I mentioned in the previous live about how when we buy foods that are self service, that you're going to save money. Okay, you're saving money because you're servicing it yourself. The store is not doing it for you. So when you're buying that $1.34 gallon of water, not only are you paying for the water, but you're paying for that plastic that it came in. So if we want to save money on the necessities right now, which is water, let's invest in a 5 gallon container. That way we can get our water for about 30 cents a gallon. Okay. So about a 5 gallons of water, when you purchase your container, on average, it's about 150. Now that's what some people pay with the CRV tax for 1 gallon of water. So make it make sense. I'm all about saving money. So as of right now, I have 15 gallons of water in my home, and they each were $1.50, which means that I paid what, $4.50 for 15 gallons of water. Okay, so make it make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Okay. So another item, okay, that's much cheaper. Juice, frozen juice, or when we're buying like the powdered tea or the powdered country time lemonade. Now I'm not talking about Kool-Aid, okay, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you go into those aisles and you see like that country time lemonade, tea that you can make yourself. That's going to save you money. The average cost of orange juice when it's ready made out of the refrigerator section in the grocery store, it's between about $4, sometimes $5 for a quart of orange juice. Now, if you go into the frozen section, they have by Minute Maid, which is name brand, and they also have like the off brand of the store brand of the actual juice that you can actually buy. Okay, so that juice is going to be about $1, about $2.74 for that orange juice in the frozen section. But if you buy it just ready made, it's going to be $5. Why? Because once again, you are making the juice yourself. So it is self service. Okay. Anytime you have to do a little bit more work, things are going to be cheaper for you. Okay. And that's all it's about. It's about you learning how to do things yourself in order to save money. Okay. If you buy the frozen orange juice and even the frozen apple juice, they have apple juice as well. Okay. Apple juice on average is about $1.74. Lemonade is about $1.74 as well. So why would I want to spend $3 on lemonade when I can spend $1.74 and make it myself? Like I said, make it make sense. Let's maximize our savings, okay? That's the main thing. Self-servicing food is how you can save money. Okay. Thank you everyone. Lois Bryant, best of prayers, Bernadette Bro, and Leanne Bobo for joining the live. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them in the comment sections of anything that I am speaking about, okay? Because I am here to help you save your money, okay? Make it make sense. Now, moving on from that, okay. Do any of you guys purchase maybe like canned goods, maybe like um, black beans or red beans from the aisle? Okay, yes, those are cheaper than the frozen section, but what's even cheaper than buying them out of the can? Buying the beans dry. uncooked red beans, uncooked black beans. All of these items are much cheaper when you buy them dry. Why? Because once again, it's more work for you. It's self-service. When you buy those dry beans, what do we have to do? We got to sift through them. We got to see what beans are good, what beans are bad. We got to soak the beans. We got to cook the beans. So it's much more work. Anything that's going to be more work for you is going to cost you less. So really with shopping, it's about, let's not be a lazy cooker. Okay. Let's not let the store cook things for us. Let's cook the things for ourselves. Thank you, Fly Guy. Thank you, Mama Franny, for joining. Make sure that we're sharing and liking that live. We're tapping that screen. Okay. Another place to save on food. Almost every store has a bakery. Okay. Almost every store has a bakery. Thank you for liking the live, Mama Franny. So listen, have y'all gone into the bakery section of the store and y'all see where like you can get bread yourself, right? Self-service bread. Now, mind you, in the self-service section for the bread, okay? Thank you, I believe, for joining. Thank you, Mama Franny, for the love. They have like artisan hamburger buns, okay? Most of the times they are 3 or 4 for $1. And they're artisan, hamburger buns. They have bolio rolls, like Subway rolls, that if you don't want to make a sandwich with that little flat sandwich bread, you can get that submarine roll from your local bakery and purchase a bread like that. Okay, sometimes, every time, things that are packaged are not the cheaper way and it's not the best quality. I'm going to say it again. Self-servicing, getting items for yourself, doing things for yourself is always going to be cheaper, okay? Because guess what? You're going to pay for the conveniency, okay? Now, let's talk about conveniency, and this is just a sidebar. I am like a property manager right now. That's my current position. So I had one of my tenants come in. He's like, oh, every time I go pay my rent, I'm being charged like a conveniency fee. Are you guys getting that money? I said, oh, no, sir, we're not getting that money. Well, why am I being charged a conveniency fee? I said, well, the convenience is you get to sit in your home. You can pay your bill online, either from your laptop or from your telephone. I said, so that's a conveniency, but you can also go to pay centers to pay your rent. Oh, no, I don't want to drive and I don't want to have to do that. Ding, 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 ding. Well, this is why every time when you pay your rent online or your telephone, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to get that conveniency fee, because that's the conveniency of sitting in your home, not driving to the pay centers, and paying your rent. So make things make sense. It's the same with your groceries. If you want the store to shop for you and cook for you, i.e., getting items already cooked, items in a can, the price is going to be much higher for you. As I explained with getting frozen lemonade, frozen orange juice, frozen apple juice, you have to make it yourself. So that's why it's much cheaper. Okay, so listen, guys. We don't want to be lazy shoppers or lazy cookers. That's how you're going to save your money. Okay. Now, another place to save money is if you guys like to make little pastas, maybe a little spaghetti here and there, something like that. Um, guess where the best place to go to get cheaper pasta than even like the store brand pasta? The international owl, the Latin owl. Okay. The Latino owl has pastas as well. Thank you, Mama Franny, for the love. Thank you, Teresa Britt, for joining the live. I'm not sure as to why. I'm not sure as to why. Um, I'm not sure as to why. It's much cheaper there. In the Latin owl, as far as for the pastas, I'm not sure, but it is. Okay. I found that out. Even the Latin owl even has some seasonings. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I know what's going on. I got a person here on the sidebar trying to give me some information that I already know. So let me let them know I already know what's going on in that other room. Okay. I am aware of it. So yes, let's get back into it. Sometimes you got people in your house, they trying to give you a message and you on the live and they know you on the live. So yes, excuse me for that, guys, because I don't live in the house by myself. Um, but anywho, as I was saying, go to that bakery, get those self-service items like the hamburger buns, the bolio bread. It is artisan. Thank you guys for liking the live and sharing the live. Okay. Let me know if y'all have any questions about anything that I just talked about. Put them in the comments, okay? As well as I am on YouTube, so you can actually put them in the comments there too. Okay. So we're going to wrap up that topic of the groceries and how to save the money on the groceries. Now, what we're going to get into now is the topic of dating. Okay. I don't know if you guys are single, in a relationship, in a situationship. I don't really know what you may be going through. But as for me right now, I can only speak for what's going on with me. Okay. Right now, I am currently in a committed relationship, previously single. I want to say about maybe 2-3 years prior to, little dates here and there, nothing really serious. Okay. So last week we talked about knowing what battles to fight so that you don't get into a full-on war with your partner, right? Because every disagreement does not have to turn into an argument, okay? It's about how you're going to communicate. What boundaries are we setting when we are having a disagreement? Because sometimes certain things that you say in an argument you can't come back from. Okay, so we have to make sure that every little disagreement that we're having, it's not turning into a full-on battle. You really got to know, does it really make sense right now for me to make this comment about this? Does it really make sense right now for me to nitpick about this? You have to pick and choose. Some things sometimes, hey, you may just be having a bad day and you may not just can't just, hold it in. Sometimes we have those days, but let's try to make sure that everything doesn't just become a full-on battle. Thank you, Mama Franny, for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you, Overflowing Twin. Thank you, Darlene, for joining the live. So yes, so today, I want to talk about establishing roles in a relationship, right? How are we able to establish a role? I know a woman meet a man. Oh, I know my role as a woman. A man say, oh, I know my role as a man. Okay, but do we really? Do we really know our role as a woman? Do we really know our role as a man? Because society has pegged certain roles to be just specifically for a woman and specifically for a man. Like say, for example, the role of the cooker in the house is, generally geared toward the woman. Although we have many chefs that are men, i.e., Chef Garvin, you know, um, it's a lot of men who cook. I grew up in a household where my father was the cooker. He was the primary person who cooked my meals. Now, can I say that my mother cooked for me? I can say no, she did not. Okay. I can say that my mother went and bought food. My mother went and put food on the table. Let me tell you how I came to find out that my mother could not cook. Okay. So I remember, growing up for breakfast time. Oh, I just thought my mama knew how to cook breakfast. She would give us like pancakes, sausage, eggs, like they would be just perfect, put it on a plate, everything. Just I'm like, oh, my mother know how to make, some breakfast. That's maybe the only thing she knows how to make. Okay. Till one day, me being the nosy child that I was, and I'm just very inquisitive, I need to know for myself. Okay. I looked in the trash can one day, and guess what I saw? Baby, I saw a whole McDonald's bag. I say mother because that's what I call her. She is my mother. She's not my mama. I said, mother, who went to McDonald's? She like, what you mean who went to McDonald's? No. Who went to McDonald's? Because it's a whole McDonald's bag like in the trash can. Who went to McDonald's? Mother. My mother. That's who was making those perfect breakfasts that me and my brother thought we was having. It was McDonald's who was making those breakfasts, baby. Mother wasn't making a thing. Now, mother was putting the eggs in the pan, putting the sausage in the pan, putting the pancakes in the pan. She was setting up the scene to make us believe that she was making us breakfast. Okay? Now, why did she do that? She did that because one day she did make us breakfast on her own. And when I tell you that breakfast was not the one, okay? And we was like, "Oh, what's this? What's wrong with the eggs? What's wrong?" We were complaining. Okay, me and my brother was complaining about this breakfast. So my mother said, "Hey, I'm gonna put them complaints to bed, baby. I'm just gonna go get them some McDonald's every morning because, baby, I can't do it." And that's what she did. Was waking up right about 4, 5 in the morning when McDonald's opened up, getting us breakfast and putting it on a plate, baby. I said, wow, what a mother will do, for her children because she was tired of us saying that she could not make no breakfast. But all in all, that's to say, every role that society says is a role for a woman or a role for a man, that's not necessarily true. Okay. You have to do what works for you in your relationship and your situation. You have to know what your strengths and weaknesses are and what your partner's strengths and weaknesses are. Because I know, as for me, my role is the cooker. Okay. I will not trust my partner to cook me nothing. Okay. And not to say that he can't cook or make some little eggs or something like that. But am I going to trust him to be like, oh, babe, go make us Sunday dinner? I need some smothered chicken and rice and gravy and some cabbage and some red beans and rice. Am I going to trust that he can do that? No, sir. Am I going to trust that he can make some meatloaf and the mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans? No. Macaroni and cheese? No. That is not his strength point. Now, what can I expect from him when he cooks? Oh, he gonna go make me a top ramen and put some sardines in it, or he can make some scrambled eggs and some little hot links or something. But a meal, no, that's not his strength point. Okay, folding clothes, no. I'm just a little bit particular about how I like the towels folded, how the clothes folded. So, hey, baby, take the clothes to the laundry for me. The bag is a little heavy, but I don't need you to do nothing else, okay? Nothing else. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Welcome, Cynthia Tolwood. Thank you, Mama Franny, for all the love, okay? All the love that you're showing me. So, um, you have to know really the people's strengths and weaknesses. And how do you find out what's a strength and a weakness that your partner has? It's simply by communicating, by you guys being around each other, seeing what they can do, what they can do. Now, I'm gonna tell you, my partner can clean. He's very meticulous on cleaning. Okay, baby wants the house spick and span. He'll clean it, but do he really want to clean it? He don't. He really want to direct and say, hey, this need to be done, that need to be done. But no, 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 no. If you want it to be spick and span clean like that, then hey, we gonna help in this cleaning too. I can say that. Okay. So it's about communicating, letting them know what you're gonna do and what you ain't gonna do. Okay. Because for me, I ain't touching that trash no more. Once I got a man, I'm not touching no trash. Like I've been doing that when I didn't have a man. I'm not bringing in all the groceries. I'm not carrying no heavy stuff. I'm not doing none of that. You know why? Because I got a man. So Why am I still going to be stepping out of my femininity doing masculine roles when I got a whole man to step into that and do that? So we have to understand, and communicate to our partner what it is that we expect, what we want to do, what we don't want to do. Because let me tell you, I don't want to do all the roles in the house no more. If I got a whole man here, then guess what? It ain't no point of you being here if I'm still taking out the trash. I'm still bringing up groceries by myself. I'm still lifting up heavy furniture and doing stuff like that by myself. Then guess what? I'm still single. I'm still being superwoman. I'm still being she-man. Okay, that ain't what I'm trying to do. So you have to communicate to your partner what it is that you will do, what you don't want to do, what you don't want to be concerned about. Okay, because guess what, baby, I know my partner, he ain't concerned about when he eating, what he eating, how it's being made, none of that. That's not his role. That's not his role he gonna step in. I don't want him to step into that role either. Okay. So I want him to stay in his lane of saying, baby, what you cooking? What did you cook? This is that and third. That's it. I don't want to come home and he done cook nothing. Okay. Because guess what? Baby, I don't like eating nasty food. I don't like food being wasted. You done cook something and it's just horrible. I can't do it. Thank you, Riri, for joining. Thank you. Make sure we're sharing and liking that like. We had 2.k likes. Hey, now tell a friend, tell another queen, and tell another king about me. Okay. So also learn to ask for help. Okay, that's another thing. Even with these roles that you may have predetermined, this is that and the third, you may say, hey, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna wash the clothes and put them up. Maybe you're falling off on that role. If you need a little bit of help, you gotta open up your mouth and say something. Say, hey, this week I'm gonna need you to help me fold these clothes. I may not really like how you fold them, but this week it ain't happening for me. you know and that's for me. For me now, since I'm no longer working at home, and this has been a challenge for me. Okay, I used to work from home for maybe at least the last, I want to say, 7 years. Okay, so me going in office, working on site is a challenge for my child, for me, for my partner. This is new. Okay, because they're used to me just being at their disposal, when they need me. And right now that ain't happening because baby, I get home maybe about 7:30 at night. I done already made sure that food is ready because I'm not coming home cooking nothing. Like today is Sunday. I have cooked 2 meals. Okay. I made enchiladas with some refried beans and Spanish rice. And I also made chili and white rice because guess what? Baby, tomorrow I'm not cooking nothing. I'm not cooking again until Tuesday. Okay, so them 2 dinner items, hey, eat one today, eat whatever you want to eat today, eat whatever you want to eat tomorrow. I will holler at y'all Tuesday on a new meal choice. Okay. We have to work smart. So, understanding the roles that we have in our relationships are very important. Communicating what we can do, what we can't do is very important. But we cannot get caught up on what society says. Oh, this role is for a woman, this role is for men. It's whatever role makes sense and works in your relationship and what works for you. Because guess what? If I couldn't cook and my man knew how to cook, guess what? He gonna cook. I clean up that kitchen, and that's just that. That ain't gonna make me less of a woman because he can cook better than me. Baby, we just need to get whatever we need to get done. Okay, that is the goal. Teamwork makes the dream work. So everybody just do whatever their role is. Now the only roles that's kind of like, hey, we know, baby, a man can't carry no baby. That's a role that can never be given. A woman is always going to have that role of just being that nurturer. That always just us, but just certain things, don't get caught up on it. Okay, don't get caught up on it. So, any questions about that? Thank you guys for joining the live. Thank you for liking the live and sharing the live. Any questions or comments? Hey, I got my mom here. She's on the live on the YouTube now. She's been getting the days mixed up for the past month and a half on when I go live, uh, um whether it is Saturday. She like, oh, I'm calling you. I thought you was on your live. No, mother, it's Sunday. So yes, Annie Mae Sales is on the live. She said, I'm not paying anything. I mailed it. What is she saying? I don't know what she's saying. But anywho, my queen is on the live. There go Mika. Thank you, Mika, for joining the live and liking the live. Thank you for my team bracelet, Mika. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the heart, me. So, yes, so we're done with that topic of dating. Okay, now let's get into this traveling. So, last week I told y'all about don't be tied to a specific location when you are thinking of places to go. Remember, I said let's come up with about 3 locations that are similar, that way that, hey, we look up one location. It may look like, oh, yeah, that's a little bit too expensive. That's out of my budget. Then we have another location because sometimes we can kind of like um, deter ourselves and we can like have high expectations of where we want to go. Maybe we thought we had Jamaica money, but we really just got San Diego money. You get what I'm saying? So, like, don't get caught up on a destination. Just get caught up on the fact that you can go somewhere. Okay, you may not can't even just go nowhere but around the corner and down the street. But are you going somewhere besides your home? Okay, that's the main thing. Okay. Um, so today's topic of traveling is when we often go on a trip, we often have what? Oh, a budget. What we gonna spend? Oh, I'm gonna spend about 5, maybe 700 when I go out there. You have your little budget that you want to spend. Okay. Thank you for liking the live. Now, how are we coming up with this budget that we want to spend when we going on vacation? Okay. Um, you really need to know what it is you're going to be doing. You need to kind of have money allotted for things that you want to do. So I've come up with about 5 different things that we would have to pay for when we are, going on a trip. And that would be number one is food. Okay. You got to eat. Number two, entertainment. Number three, transportation. Number four, souvenirs. Number five, like a me time activity. Okay, now your food budget is really determines and depends on where you're staying. Now, if you're staying at an all-inclusive resort, then guess what? Your food budget should be like zero because that's the reason why you pick the all-inclusive is because it's coming with food. Okay, so if you pick an all-inclusive and you still spending money on food, then that means you didn't pick the right all-inclusive because that's the purpose of getting an all-inclusive to not have to spend money on food. Now, secondly, if you are staying maybe at a hotel that maybe it's just offering breakfast and then they may have some light snacks in the evening, you now know you got a budget for lunch and dinner. Okay. So that's how you're coming up with your budget for your food. If you're staying at an Airbnb or you're staying at a hotel that doesn't offer anything, then we know we have a 100% food budget for 3 meals. Okay. But also remember, I shared with y'all in order to minimize your food budget, to maximize your food budget so it won't be so big, you can make sure that, hey, if I am staying at an Airbnb or I'm staying at a hotel that's not offering breakfast, hey, you better pack you some oatmeal in your suitcase. You better pack you some items that you can have for breakfast. But also, I also said what? You can also fast. You ain't got to eat 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. Maybe you can just eat two. Let's fast for breakfast. Maybe every hotel offers some coffee. Bring you some little breakfast bars. For the morning time. Have you a little coffee and going on about your day so that you can enjoy you a good lunch and a good dinner. Okay, so that's how we come up with our food budget. We base it on where we are staying. Okay, and then we communicate because we may be going somewhere that we are going to be meeting up with family. Family may be planning on cooking dinner one night, so that's a night that you may not have to spend, no money on food. So you got to know what's happening, what you're going to do on this vacation. So that's where what you're going to have to spend for food. And then scout out maybe some restaurants that you want to go to so that you already have an average cost of what that meal would be, so that when you get there, you ain't surprised. Because, some of us go out of town, we go to these restaurants, and it's like, I didn't expect to spend about $50 on my meal or $60 on my meal. My budget was maybe about $25, $30. So you got to already know what the price of things are going to cost before you go. That way you can create an accurate food budget. Okay. Now, let's get into entertainment. Now, your entertainment budget is also dependent on where you are going, okay, and what you want to do. Remember, I told you before you go to a destination, let's research and see what they may have for free that you can do. Maybe a festival, maybe they may have some music in the park. Maybe they may have a carnival or something. Maybe they have a museum that would be free for the children, and maybe you just have to pay. So you have to kind of know what it is that you want to do. Decide what day may just be what? A leisure day for you. When you go on vacation, what I don't understand is that why people think that when you go on a vacation, you just got to just go, go, go and do stuff. That's the whole point of being on a vacation. Sometimes I may just want to wake up when I want to wake up, go out to the pool when I want to go out to the pool, go to the beach when I want to go to the beach. Maybe I just want to be in the room all day, order room service or something. That's part of a vacation. A vacation is not I'm going somewhere to be on the go. You on the go when you at home. So if you on a vacation and you just on the go, 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 guess what? You ain't on no vacation. You done just went to go somewhere to just be on the go. So you got to factor in your leisure days of just to chill and relax, okay? Because guess what? You are on vacation, okay? So, also, your leisure days. Okay, the average budget for entertainment, and this is just, I'm going based upon one person. So please keep in mind that if you are budgeting for more than one person, then your food budget, your entertainment budget, all of that is going to increase. Thank you, Mika, for liking the live. Make sure we're sharing that live. Thank you, Jean Long, for joining the live. The average, I would say, entertainment budget should be between maybe $150, $200. And that's on the low end. And that's just depending on where you're going. Okay. Now, secondly, transportation. Okay. What do we mean transportation? How we get into where we get into when we at our destination? Does your hotel offer a shuttle service from the airport? Okay. Are we driving to where we're going? Have we factor in our gas? Okay. Um, if we're going to be Ubering, let's go ahead and see what it is the Uber would cost us. Now, what we don't want to do, 100%, never pre-book a Uber or a Lyft. Okay. And also compare and contrast Uber and Lyft prices. I even do that now, even when I'm using an Uber or a Lyft. I got both apps downloaded. I first see how much it costs on Lyft, then I'll see how much it costs on Uber. Whomever is cheapest is who gets my money, okay? Because sometimes Uber can be more expensive than Lyft and vice versa. So do what makes sense for your pockets and for your money, because we're all about saving money, okay? They all about taking, we all about saving. So what we can do is, like, say we know we're going to be out there on a Wednesday. We know we're going to go somewhere at a specific time. So on a Wednesday, at that specific time that you're going to go to the place you're going to go to on vacation, see how much that Uber or Lyft would cost at that time. So you can get an estimate of what this trip would cost you. But like I said, do not pre-book an Uber or a Lyft, because it's going to be much higher, okay? Why? I don't know, but it will. Thank you, Mama Franny, for liking the live. So let's always get an estimate of what it would cost. If we're going to get a rental car, let's figure out what that rental will cost us. A site to save money if you do need transportation when you're out there. Let's try Turo, Turo. These are normal people who have extra cars, or they done gone out of town. They're putting their cars so that people like you and me can rent them without the added extra cost of having like a $200 or $300 hold on your credit card. So that's the benefit of renting with Turo. And I have done this multiple times. I am definitely a fan of Turo. Every time I have gone to LA, I have rented a Turo. Okay. That is someone's personal vehicle. And I have had not an issue with it. Okay. So look into that. So know what your transportation budget is, know what your hotel offers. Even sometimes, aside from a shuttle service to the hotel, sometimes your hotel offers shuttle services to, like, maybe the local grocery, maybe a local mall, maybe a local attraction. So find out where they can take you first for free before you use your own money. Make it make sense, right? Okay. um so another thing with souvenirs. Okay, we got to figure out who we bringing something back for. How many people, what we gonna get. Because I know when I went to Jamaica, I got souvenirs for me, my mother, my daughter, my partner, my nieces, my sister. So I had about 6, 7 people I got souvenirs for. Now the average cost of a souvenir is between about, $10, $15, on the average end. You can maybe find some for $5 if you're trying to bring them home a pen or a keychain, maybe a little magnet or something. So figure out who you buying souvenirs for and what's your souvenir budget, so that when you get there, okay, yeah, I have this allotted for souvenirs. But also, we got to make sure we can bring them souvenirs back. Okay, because sometimes we get stuff, our suitcase is already stuffed, and we can't stuff nothing else in there to bring nothing back for nobody. So that's the thing too. People be thinking because you got souvenirs, you can bring them back. Sometimes there ain't nowhere for them to go. You're gonna be holding them on the plane. So keep that in mind too. Okay. Now, the last thing is factoring in a budget for, like, me time. Maybe when you go on a vacation, you want to do something that's just for yourself. Maybe you want to get a massage. Maybe you want to do an excursion or something like that. So if that's what you want to do, guess what? Find out how much it costs, so that when you get there, you ain't shocked. Like, oh shoot, they talking about a massage. It's $95. It's $125. They want to go on. Okay, baby. You should have researched that before you went, so that you knew what you are going to have to pay for, so you can budget for it. Okay, you can't go on a vacation and not be prepared. That's the main thing. So this is why you got to have a budget for your vacation. So on average, if I'm just doing like the average cost of food, souvenirs, your me time and transportation, like, your budget can fluctuate. It could be as small as 500 to as big as maybe 1,000. And that's like kind of like per person, if that makes sense. So you have to factor in the food. Like my food budget, I'm a party of three. So our food budget is probably going to be, if we're going to be going maybe 3, 4 days, we're going to spend maybe $200 to $300 on food. Okay. So that's just an average. So you have to think about those things. When you are not at home, you got to pay to eat. So let's think about that. I don't know who this person is coming in talking about they trying to host with me, but baby, if I don't know you, I'm not clicking you in on nothing. Okay. But anywho, so do you guys have any questions about how to develop a good budget when you are going on vacation? So that way you're prepared. Um, so moving on, okay. Like I always say, I do my celebrity tea time, okay. And these are celebrities that I would just love to meet, have a little bit of tea, have a little bit of conversation, and these are questions that I have personally, and just, letting them know, how I experienced them in my life, how I came to know you, and before I get into it, always want to pay homage to Wendy Williams herself, the queen of spilling the tea. Okay. How you doing, Wendy? How you doing? I know you're going through your little bit of health issues, but I pray that you would continue to get better and continue to grow, Wendy. Don't let the people take you down, Wendy, because I've seen just a little bit of snippet of that show, Wendy, and it wasn't it. It wasn't it, Wendy. Anywho, so let's get into the first person for today. This is King Will Smith himself. Okay. Now let me tell you, I got to give you your flowers, Will. I got to give you your flowers. If ain't nobody gave you your flowers, I'm gonna give you your flowers. Okay. Now, how I came to know you, Will, it's just, baby, from the song, baby. With you and DJ Jazzy Jeff. You was what? Summer, summer, summertime. It's summertime. Yeah, that's how I first came to know you, Will. Then you hopped on that screen, baby. You was from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Then we came to know you like that. I was like, okay, Will, you got a little bit of acting, a little bit of comedy in you. And so as you continue to be on, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, that became a little household staple for the culture. Then you started doing your movies, you was doing multiple movies. What was we? Independence Day, Bad Boys 1, 2, 3. Now we on 4, I think. You did I Robot, The Pursuit of Happiness. You done played Venus and Serena Daddy and what I think is called The King. Um, you know, you have played in multiple movies that I can't even run them all down. Okay. And all of your movies, Mr. Smith, has been blockbusters. Okay. They have all been blockbusters. Now, what really kind of threw me for a loop is when you actually got with Jada Pinkett. Okay. Because for me, and this is no shade to you, Jada, you seem to be a little bit more polished than her. And you really upgraded her, to a different level. And not to say that Jada, you didn't have any type of class in you, but I think that when you got with Will, he brought the best out of you and you brought the best out of him. So it's no shade, but I just knew you was a little rough around the edges, Jada, and Will was a little bit more polished in his career. So that's all I'm saying. It's no shade to you, but you guys did seem like a little odd couple in the beginning. Now, once you guys started having children, little Jaden and little Willow, then things started getting a little bit out there for us. All these rumors was coming about y'all didn't have this open relationship and this is that and the third. And like I've always said, to each its own. What works for you works for you. Now that may not work for me, but if it was working for y'all, it was working for y'all. Okay. Make things make sense for your situation. Okay. We can't understand what they're going through or whatever the case may be. Now, what I can say is that out of all the movies that you have played, one of the movies that I enjoyed the most was when you played Muhammad Ali. Okay. You really embodied Mr. Ali. Okay. You had me thinking you was Muhammad Ali when you was in the scene in Africa talking about some Ali Boombaye, Ali Boombaye. Okay. You had us thinking you really was Muhammad Ali because you really, really, really embodied that character. Now, I for sure, um, let me see, because I have notes here. I come prepared. Okay, now what I do, Mr. Smith. Now, I don't know if this is true. Now, anybody in Mr. Smith's camp, you let me know. Now, we've been hearing these rumors about you and Mr. Dwayne Martin having some type of relationship. Now, hopefully, it's not true. But if it is and you're bisexual, that's your business. That's your business. That's what you want to do. Okay. Now, never, almost never have you been in a movie that has really flopped. And I do recall seeing an interview that you said that you are particular in the movies that you want to be in. And you said you always pick movies and you did research and you picked movies that had big numbers in the box office. And you said those movies were always animated movies, hence why you were in Shark Tales. And you said they were always like sci-fi type of movies, hence why you were in iRobot. Okay. Um, so you are really strategic in your career, in the type of movies that you are in. So I definitely commend you for that because let me tell you, a lot of people aren't strategic. They're just taking any role. And I could tell that you want your career to be longevity, okay? You want longevity in your career. Now, um, what I can also say is that most of your movies are always universal movies, meaning that they're not just for us, for the culture, for the African American kings and queens, because you know that just like Denzel and a lot of our actors and actresses know who are in the culture, they know we're gonna come and see you. You know, whatever movie you put out, we're gonna come to see you. Now, your challenge is to get the other audience, and you have always stepped up to the plate of getting the other audience to come and see your movies. So I definitely commend you on that. Okay, so as I say, um, my celebrity tea time are questions that I would ask you. Okay, not all of them, just about two. So I want to know, you and Martin Lawrence have been working with each other on these bad boy movies. But I really want to know like the back history of how did this even come to be? Did you call him? Did he call you? Did your people call him? Did his people call yours? Like, how did this get established of these characters? Mike Lowry, okay? How did these things get established? Okay. I want to know the back history of that. Okay. So that's my first question. My second question was being that you just know the industry, you know the barriers to success, the different stereotypes that they have. Thank you, work from home with what is this with Erie? Thank you for joining. Um, were you afraid to have your children be in the industry? Because I know Jaden did that movie with you, that Pursuit of Happiness. So it to me, you were able to kind of groom him a little bit. But were you just afraid for them to be in the industry of them, getting the rejections and things like that? Because I'm sure just because they your children, they have gotten rejected for roles and different things like that. So just share with me what your fears were with that. Okay. So, being that I'm going to talk to Will Smith, why not have a conversation with Martin Lawrence? So, that's the second person. And I'm only just wanting to use these two people because guess what? We're going to promote our two kings. They movie just came out this past week. So, hey, let's put Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Let's talk about them. Okay. So, let me tell you this. If you are from the culture, meaning of African American kings and queens, and you don't know the Martin Lawrence show, I don't know where you was at. I don't know what rock you was hiding under. I don't know what you've been doing in your life because this is a staple for the culture. Like it has just recently came on Netflix. Like we can literally watch all of the old episodes on the Netflix. Okay. So even my daughter has started watching some of these shows. So Martin, I can say that this show is what put you on the map with me. Okay. You used to do stand up and this, that, and the third, but I really didn't watch your stand up like that. I was watching the Martin Lawrence show. Okay. Now, it was the different characters on the show that you did. Okay. They were just like, wow, like you doing all these different characters. We had Shanae. We had Roscoe, the little snotty nosed kid. We had you playing Mama Payne. Okay. Then this was my favorite. This was the reason why this was my favorite, because this was a character that I could most like relate to. Not that I was that character, but I knew someone like that character. That was Jerome. I say Jerome's in the house. I say Jerome's in the house in your mouth. Now, Martin, let me tell you, like I told you, I grew up in the Pueblos, in the Pueblo Del Rio housing projects. There was a guy, we called him the picture man. Okay. You know, back in the day, everybody couldn't afford no camera. Okay. So he would make money by taking Polaroid pictures of you on your birthday, on Easter, on whatever day it was. And he would, give you that picture. I don't know how much you paid him. Maybe it was $1, maybe it was $5. But in my baby book, I have multiple Polaroid pictures, and it is from this picture man. Now, Princess is what, my daddy called me, Princess, Princess. So everybody used to call me Princess. So he would be like, Princess, Princess, let me take your picture. Let me take your picture. Like every time he see me in the project, so I would run. Like I did not want to be taking pictures. Why? I don't know, but he just got on my nerves. But this is the thing. He looked just like Jerome. From the way the man had his hair, from the way Jerome, the clothes that he wear, from the gold teeth in his mouth, from the socks pulled up to the knee, from the gold chains around his neck with the shirt open and the hair poking out to the way the hair was curled, the man looked like Jerome. I thought Martin like saw the man and put the man on the screen. I was like, it's Martin from the Pueblos, because he has literally got Jerome, this man, the picture man, like on the TV. So that was a character for me that I related to, that it was like, man, you done put this man in my neighborhood on the screen. So it was like the characters that you had were like relatable. Everybody could relate to them. That was somebody mama, somebody auntie, somebody uncle, all of that. So it was like you really connected with us and you really knew who your audience was, Martin. That was the thing right there. Like it was like, wow, are you serious? But you was really serious. And so what I believe I seen in an interview, you said that you got those characters from like your sisters. That was how your sisters act. That was how your uncles act, and things like that. So that was just really funny to me that you brought those characters of your family like to life. So that was just amazing to me. And I know like the lines that you use in your show, those are like staples in the culture. Okay, they are staples. I know that anytime I see a biscuit, I be like, "Oh, that's my mama biscuit." I'm thinking that in my mind. Anytime somebody say, "Oh, I live on the fifth floor," that's a brother man from the fifth floor. Like that's what comes to mind. Like so, if you don't know Martin Lawrence, the King, Martin Lawrence, you did have a time where like you had fell off Martin. They had them said you went crazy, you had a nervous breakdown, whatever the case may be. I don't really know what happened. I'm still a little bit confused, and that's still a little bit of a gray area for me. Okay. I don't really know what happened. But all I can say is that you did bounce back. You know, you done got in your little movies. You had your little blue streak. You had your little the Knights thing. You was in Life with Annie Murphy. You had National Security. You had Big Mama's House 1, 2, and 3. Although Cat Williams say he ain't gonna get in the dress. But okay, that was for you. Now, my favorite movie though, Martin. I'm gonna say I can watch this movie over and over. It's a thin line Between love and hate. Okay, where you play with the Queen Lynn Whitfield, baby, when she was about to kill you for playing with her. Okay, because you was doing too much in that movie, Martin, and you knew it. You knew you ain't really like that woman like that. You just were trying to get that money, and Bobby Brown was trying to tell you in that movie, leave that woman alone because she gonna kill you, and she almost did. And that's the thing. That movie was relatable too, because let me tell you, y'all kings know you can't play with every queen like that. You gonna come across that one that's gonna be your match. And she was your match in that movie, the movie Martin. You thought you was gonna be pimping and playing, but she was like, oh no, baby, you got it twisted. I will kill you. Okay. I will beat myself up and tell the police that you did it. Okay. So, baby, don't play with it. But that's my movie though. That is my movie. So question for you. Okay. Now, you have collaborated with like Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, and just like a lot of just like fellow comedians. Is there any other comedian that you would want to collaborate with, do a movie, do a series or something with that you have not yet to do? Okay. So that's my first question for you, Martin. My second question for you now, this may be a little touchy for you, but I'm going to have to ask you. Now, when you was filming Martin, the show done ended because of supposedly you had a sexual harassment case between you and Tisha Campbell. Now, I really want to know what happened between you and Tisha Campbell because you know what? That's why the show ended. Like literally, we probably had 2 to 3 more seasons of the Martin Lawrence show. But due to this discrepancy of this sexual harassment suit, the show ended. Everybody know the last episodes of the show. Y'all was filming separately where you had to miss the flight. You done went to the hotel room. She wasn't there. It was just odd. Y'all was not being filmed together or none of that. So I want to get your side of the story because I really don't know if we ever did. The only thing I know is that, hey, she had a sexual harassment saying that you was doing too much during the filming, really trying to kiss her and rub on her. I don't know if it was because she had gotten married to Mr. Dwayne Martin and he was feeling some type of way. But whatever it is, Martin, I want to know what really happened between you and Tisha Campbell. Okay? Because, baby, we needed another 2, 3 seasons of the Martin show. Okay? So that is it. That is all for today for Auntie Time with Queen Sabrina. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves because I did. Each and every Sunday, I will be here at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And that is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you guys have made your Sunday dinner. I hope you guys are ready for the week. And I pray that you would have a positive and productive week. See you next time, kings and queens. And if you got any questions, hey, DM me on the TikTok. Send me a message on the YouTube. All right. Peace and blessings. They kicking me off anyway. They said live will end in 4 minutes and 53 seconds. That's what it said. TikTok said I had to go. I didn't know we had limits.